Hi guys, welcome to the Theben stand. Theben, one of our core suppliers and been a long relationship for a great time. We've got an old friend here, Elmer. Elmer's been to Australia for those guys that have met him. Elmer, welcome and thank you for having us on the stand.
Hi Simon, welcome having you here on our booth.
So today we thought it'd be interesting to bring to you about a Dali broadcast. Elmer, can you tell us a little bit about this product?
Yeah, just a few words is sufficient. So that means this Dali broadcast dimmer supports it with data point 8 Dali communication. With the application, you decide if you intend to control monochrome light, to control tunable white, so that means colored light as well, so RGB, RGBW, and if you want to control, for instance, Dali 2 relays. All in all, rather simple. The installation is extreme simple, so you just to apply to channel 1 the reasonable color, the reasonable lights. Channel 2, the application is controlling the channel 2. You just apply the hardware, the reasonable LEDs, and that's it. So if one light is broken, you have just to replace. That's it.
So totally Dali 2 compliant.
Yep.
I think there's a bit we've been missing here in Australia a little bit, and I think a big cost or a big labour part of Dali is the commissioning. You know, it's always a real big problem. I think we need to consider this more because it's Dali broadcast, no commissioning of the Dali devices, auto addressing, and then it's just line. So much more basic, but this way there's less problems with the installers.
It is like it is, Simon. There is nothing to add.
Yeah, so excellent. Thanks, Elmer. So guys, you ask, you receive. With Theben, they listen to everyone. And a real big change that's come, and we're really happy about it. We've got the Pixar, which is the flagship sensor. Highly functional, and we've done some videos on this already, which you know. But the most important thing about the Pixar, we have to ensure you know, this is now 24 volt. Okay, no more 240 volt, 24 volt, so that can run off the auxiliary cables on the KNX bus. Is there anything you'd like to add about the Pixar sensor, or do you think
there
that's
is
great?
Nothing to add? Easy to install, easy to do the commissioning, and for the app, absolutely ideal to do the zoning digitally with your reasonable app.
So if you guys are not sure about this, I've done 3 videos on the Pixar that are in depth looking at ETS, but there's one thing I left off this, Elmer, which you reminded me of the other day. Once you've set the zones inside ETS, the customer then can change their zoning, okay? Which is really important. Without any integrator, without anything at all, just through the Bluetooth app, they can change the zones of where the position of the zone's detection area is, okay? It's still linked to the KNX, but they're just changing their zones. So if you have a configuration change within an office, there's no need for an installer. Okay, so the next one is the Plano Sport, which we've had for a long time. But every time you come to the show, you learn something new. Elmer, would you like to show us?
Okay, sure. So if you have installed such kind of a sensor and you discover, okay, there are some modifications required, so a new colleague is coming into your office, so you have to move a little bit the chairs and the tables, however, and so the detecting area of the sensor does not fit anymore. So with Plano...
And let's face it, sometimes us as integrators, the electrical installer puts it in the wrong place as well, sometimes.
Exactly, or like this.
Yeah.
And with this product, you have a chance to do some, let's say, modifications. So that means you do have here a mirror which you can tilt, yeah? And so you can adapt to the new requirements finally. You have not to drill new hole into the ceiling to take to search for another positioning. So you can do it physically with a mirror which is tilted.
So again, really nice sensor, very flush. Our architects love this kind of sensor, but also it has some really good functionality built in. It has lux level.
Indeed, full application, so that means you can do a constant light control with it. Yeah,
yep.
So you get the reasonable communication objects. You can do I/O, you can support HVAC, however,
yep.
All what is needed for such kind of a presence sensor with that quality.
So value.
It is.
So last but not least, on the exciting front for the Theben stand, the ion switches have been released in 2 new colors. So you've already got the white glossy finish, but now they've come out in a silver color, which is a matte finish in the silver, which is quite nice. And then even nicer, you got the matte black, which is very sleek. And on top of that, you've got the Ion 108 app that you can connect with Bluetooth, which is super helpful for homeowners. I'll let Elmar run through the app for you guys.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, well, you do have really a unique chance if you are using such a beautiful sensor here and room temperature controller. All the functions which are broken in here, you can directly link to your Theben app, which is the Ion app. The communication is via Bluetooth. You have just once to assign, and then all the reasonable functions again, which are in here, you get displayed here, and you are then in the position to do the reasonable control, I/O and so on. So this is currently the demo mode, but you can imagine you have everything on one screen on your mobile. And if you have multiple of these sensors here in your flat, in your rooms, however, so then you can link directly. You choose to which one you want to communicate, which one you want to operate. That's it.
Wow, that's great. It gives homeowners lots of flexibility. Thank you, Elmar, for running us through.
My pleasure, Cindy.